A 1, 2, 3, 4. I am so happy that I'm able to teach this phrase to you right now. It's important. Why is it important? Because our thumb is going to do some hard work on this, but it's important, hard work. Let's take a look. It's in the key of C, and it's a shuffle, slow shuffle. Boom, boom, bop, boom, 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 down. All right, now let's take a look at what's, well, first I'll just show you the notes. The first note, we're going to slide in, to be stylish, to a G note. This is straight up the minor pentatonic scale. You probably know this already. G, then, let's see, we're in the key of C. That must be a B flat and a C. So, and then we're going to land on the all-important E flat. That's the third of the scale. The third's a very good note. All right, so that's our, we're just going to loop that. And at the end, do that little thing which we'll get to. Let's work on this first part first. The slide, I'm doing all downstrokes, and slow enough you can almost do anything. But now it's time to look at the thumb. All right, at the beginning I've got the thumb over the neck. What's it doing there? It's muting. It's helping me get control of that low E string. The low E string is loud and resonant and a wonderful thing to have, but in this case, we don't want to hear it. So how are we going to stop it from ringing? The thumb is right there and keeps it from ringing. All right, so it continues to help me mute that low E string as I bang away angrily at the next two notes. So I can just really hit everything, and the thumb helps keep it clean. All right, now the big spectacular note at the end, the payoff. Here's the tricky part. Get ready. Are you ready? When I attack it, where's my thumb? It's on top. And why is it there? Again, I'm trying to keep those other strings from ringing out, especially the low E, so it's there, it's on top. That lets me hit it hard, which is important when you want to be angry with your notes. But it's not going to stay there because I want to shake that string around. And I'm doing a particular kind of shake. I'm shaking down towards the ground. Now you may have noticed right there, my thumb did not stay on top. Sometimes it does. If I do an upward bend, for upward bends, okay to have it over the top. But in order to free up your wrist for downward bending and vibrato, it's a different story. And that story is that it hangs in the air, kind of like the hang loose. You know, if you put your hand in that hang loose kind of Hawaiian hand signal, that's a similar thing. And maybe it's still kind of above the neck, but it's back a bit, and it just gives your wrist the flexibility to do that wrist twist and get the vibrato. All right, so that's the thing, is you need to attack it with the thumb over, then you lift it over, and then you can shake it. So with that in mind, now that you know the secret, watch me do this so you can see how it's done. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's on the last note as well when I play that C at the end. That's a downward vibrato. I'm pulling that string down towards the ground, so I've got to have my thumb hanging in the air. That helps me get that motion working. Now, I didn't tell you the notes at the end, and I'm going to. Let me remember what they are. 3, 4. But there's one little tricky thing in here. Let me show you the notes. It starts off the same way, but then I do a giant finger jump. What is that? The C note is a giant finger. I like to be vibrato ready as much as possible. Even if that C note doesn't have vibrato right now, it might sometime, so I just want to be ready for it. So I've got the giant finger there already. Now here, I take that giant finger, 3 fingers put together as a team, and I jump it to the next string. What is the jump like? I just move it there as quick as I can, sneak it over there. And you don't even hear that F note because I bend it up quickly to a G. So the transition, if I put it under the microscope, is this. Giant finger on the C, and the giant finger for strength, power, that's kind of the same thing. Strength and control on your bend. That's what's happening, so go. That giant finger is just doing that quick jump. That's important because this is, look at that. That's so much more powerful than the little finger by itself. And then giant finger on the end. Now, this is not only things that you look at and feel, it's also things that you listen to. Make sure that you've got vibrato heroes. I'll share mine with you. Listen to Gary Moore, Robin Trower, Brian May, almost anybody that played guitar in the 70s through a Marshall amp had great vibrato when they did that kind of landing. I am the vibrato sheriff at my school at ArtistWorks. I make everybody do this all the time because it sounds so good, it feels so good. And let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rock and roll.